Daisy Miller by Henry James. Preface to the New York edition. It was in Rome during the autumn of 1877. A friend then living there but settled now in a South less weighted with appeals and memories happened to mention, which she might perfectly not have done, some simple and uninformed American lady of the previous winter, whose young daughter, a child of nature and of freedom, accompanying her from hotel to hotel, had picked up, by the wayside, with the best conscience in the world, a good-looking Roman, of vague identity, astonished at his luck, yet, so far as might be by the pair, all innocently, all serenely exhibited and introduced. This at least till the occurrence of some small social check, some interrupting incident of no great gravity or dignity, and which I forget. I had never heard, save on this showing, of the amiable but not otherwise eminent ladies, who weren't in fact named, I think, and whose case had merely served to point a familiar moral. And it must have been just their want of salience that left a margin for the small pencil mark inveterately signifying in such connections, dramatize, dramatize. The result of my recognizing a few months later the sense of my pencil mark was the short chronicle of Daisy Miller, which I indited in London the following spring and then addressed, with no conditions attached as I remember, to the editor of a magazine that had its seat of publication at Philadelphia and had lately appeared to appreciate my contributions. That gentleman, however, an historian of some repute, promptly returned me my missive, and with an absence of comment that struck me at the time as rather grim, as, given the circumstances, requiring indeed some explanation, till a friend to whom I appealed for light, giving him the thing to read, declared it could only have passed with the Philadelphian critic for an outrage on American girlhood. This was verily a light and of bewildering intensity, though I was presently to read into the matter a further helpful inference. To the fault of being outrageous, this little composition added that of being essentially and preeminently a nouvelle, a signal example, in fact, of that type, foredoomed at the best, in more cases than not, to editorial disfavor. If accordingly I was afterwards to be cradled almost blissfully in the conception that Daisy, at least, among my productions, might approach success, such success, for example, on her eventual appearance as the state of being promptly pirated in Boston, a sweet tribute I hadn't yet received and was never again to know, the irony of things yet
Sample complete. Ready to continue?